Welcome, Solex Nation, to our weekly update call. As you can see, we are not at the office.
No, we're not.
But we are at the happiest place on earth. At least if it's not your happiest place on earth, it's Ty's happiest place on earth.
It is. It's my happiest place. And if Loran was around here somewhere, I think we have to track him down. He might be on Splash Mountain or chasing down Tinkerbell or something like that. But there's no way we're going to miss today's call. And this is one of the things that we had to be a part of, was announcing the winner of the contest.
Hopefully you can hear us. Hopefully you can hear us.
Yes.
It's a little noisy here. But we had an incredible amount of effort that went into this contest this month and into your businesses. And we're just so proud of all of you. The top three. Let's talk about the top three. Okay?
Let's start with third. Who's in third?
Third place.
There's a big announcement. Who's in third?
Pretty big it is. Third place is Connie Houlihan.
Connie Houlihan. Congratulations, Connie. You did a fantastic job. Great work. Tons of work by Connie.
Yep. Good job, Connie.
All right, second place.
Our second place is a queue that just started in July. And
in July.
Second place.
Wait, that's the month that we did the contest.
Yes.
July. Oh my goodness.
So congratulations to Nedra Blitz.
Nedra, congratulations. Great job. Great work. Well done. And
now, both of you.
Can you do that 2 months in a row? Geez.
Now,
wow.
Both of you, Nedra and Connie, we would like to give both of you a ticket to Day of Discovery. We know that, Connie, you already have a ticket. If you'd like to bring someone, we would love for you to bring someone.
Yep.
Nedra, we just want to see you there. So both of you,
yes,
you've earned a ticket to Day of Discovery in September.
High fives and big hugs when you get there. We cannot wait to see you. Great work. And now it's kind of like drum roll. If we'd had the drummers here from Disney, we'd have them drum roll right now for who the winner is.
Okay, now I want to say this person had 18 enrollees.
Wow.
In July. She
18.
brought on 18. And who is it?
Jessica Zevallos. Congratulations, Jessica. She was on our call last week.
She was, and she's on our call this week too.
She has her skill set nailed down.
She's got it.
I think she's just warming things up too.
I think so.
She's just flying.
So
Doing
Jessica,
great.
You've got the airfare, you've got the 2 nights in a hotel for September Day of Discovery, and now, actually we're going to turn the time over to Jessica to hear a couple more of her tips. And we're going to go track down Loran. I think he's on the carousel. So.
Yeah, let's go find out where he is. You guys have a great call.
Hi everyone, we are so excited to be here. I'm Jessica Zevallos. This is my husband, Emmanuel Zevallos. And we are just going to share a couple tips and tricks that we have come up with that have helped us grow our Solex business. The first one is I absolutely love when I'm able to help others feel confident in performing these scans on other people. So I want them to first feel confident in yourself performing these scans, and then with their family, their friends, their clients, whatever they choose to do. But I love doing it. So I've provided some how-to training videos that I love to send out to anyone that's bought underneath me, just so they can start watching this even before they receive their device. So then when they do receive their device, they're already kind of familiar with what it looks like, the different the different amazing programs that it has and things like that. So I love to send that out to them. They're all on YouTube. There's specific ones that help with when you first sign up, how to get started, like how to turn it on, get it all set up. That's one of the first ones I've done. How to perform a easy scan from beginning to end. I have a whole video of training of how to do that. And these are duplicatable. You can do them and send them out to your team. Totally easy. So that's the first thing I love to do. The second thing is I have a WhatsApp group that I've created for anyone that's bought the device underneath me. And WhatsApp is great because it's out of the country. It's a great app for anyone that they can just download, get on, and then we all love to like bounce ideas off each other and just share different tips and tricks that we've tried and we're seeing success with. So it's a great way for us to all connect and stay connected that way. The third thing is I love to help them with their first demo scan. So I love to kind of be a part of it, helping them with whatever they need. So that's always great too, because another great point too is Solex isn't our upline, you know, so we need to take that responsibility upon ourselves to be able to help others who are underneath us to be able to perform these scans and to fully understand their devices. So the last one that I love to do is probably my favorite one. Every Friday we get together and we have a little Zoom call, and me and my friend Nicole do it together. She has whoever she signed up, I have whoever I signed up. QLAs or preferred customers, all of them are coming together, and it's a Q&A, personal Q&A that because sometimes people I've noticed are very hesitant to call customer service and ask questions, and so I just make sure I have that constant connection with them where they feel safe to ask any kind of questions that they need. So that's been really fun to do that. So those are my 4 tips and tricks that I love to do. Thank you so much for being here with me, helping me along this journey.
Yeah, I love seeing her help all these amazing people out, and just this team that she's creating of just happy people learning and growing together. So we will see you guys soon.
Bye.
Hi, I'm Tammy Ward. I just stopped by corporate today since I have to be in Utah this week. So I wanted to stop by and just share one of my tips with you. Easy Scan and doing a remote scan with the Easy Scan. Now, I talked to Loran about this. He said it's perfectly fine, so I do want you to know that I have checked with the expert. So what I have people do whenever they want a remote scan, since I'm in Oklahoma, I've done remote scans on people in Greece, I've done them in Norway, Canada, you name it, I've done them all over the globe. So what I do is I get their picture, I get their demographics or their information, so I get their height in inches, first and last name, height in inches, their weight in pounds, their date of birth, their email address, because you want to send their email to them when you're done, and their picture of just their face with a neutral background. And then we need their voice recording. So how do you go about that? The best way I've found to do that is either have them record their voice through Facebook Messenger. There's a little microphone down there. They can do it either that way, or I give them my personal cell phone and have them call my phone and leave a voice recording. And this is talked about in the Solex University. That is the 2 ways that you can do it. You can also do it through these other apps, voice recording apps, whatever works, just get their voice. And always do 12 seconds. That way it gives me a little bit of time. Then, once I get their information, I don't call them from my device. You don't have to. I just go ahead and I do their voice. I go ahead and touch the Easy Scan, wait till it counts down, and then I go ahead and touch the recording of their voice, and I butt up both of my devices while it's recording that voice in the Easy Scan. Once it finishes, then I lay my device down on my desk and just let it finish the vitals and the comprehensive, and then I do a Zoom call with the client and go over the results. And I've often recorded a partial of that remote scan just so that they can get an idea of what it looks like, and I'll send that to them probably in Facebook Messenger or through an email so they can see what the actual thing is doing, but you don't have to. One of the things that when I do my Zoom call with them, this gives them a chance to ask any questions. Well, how is this working? How does it know it's me that it's scanning? It's a good question. It's because I put your photo in there. I put all your demographics. So it knows that it's going to you. It's not going to me. It's not going to anybody else in the room. It's going to that person. It's just like Loran says, it's like electronic prayer. So the other questions that people will ask is, well, how are the results so accurate? And I tell them it's kind of the same way. Because I've used your information to scan, then it knows it's you. So in doing that, when we go through the results, a lot of the questions that will come up, I can answer very easily because it is directly associated with them. Some of the other questions that will come up is well, is somebody else in my family getting those frequencies since it's being broadcast through the ether or the air? No. As you know, that since we're being bombarded by frequencies all around us, and most of them are negative frequencies, at least when we're doing the scan with our scanner device and we're sending frequencies to someone, whatever those frequencies reach certain people out and about, that's just a positive. I hope that these tips have helped you. I hope that when you're ready to do a remote scan, don't overthink it. Just do it and know that those frequencies are being sent to the person that you're remote scanning. They work all the time. I've done over 2,000 scans since I've owned my device, and I can tell you that most generally every result is accurate. So just try and see what you think.
Hello, Solex friends. Kerry Summers here to explain to you a little information on how to imprint things from your AO scanner device. So there's two parts on the Cephy program, folks, where you can broadcast things or you can imprint things. Today we're going to talk specifically about imprinting. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to want to imprint into some object. And so you're going to, let's say that I've got this bottle of sugar pills that I want to imprint into that. The first thing you do is you're going to, on your Cephy program, right at the very top, you're going to click on where it says erase. And then there's going to be a little icon that comes up, looks like a little fireball. You're going to put that on there and hit start. That's going to erase any negative or bad energy that's in that bottle of sugar pills. It just takes a few seconds for it to erase, and when it disappears, then you're done. Now you're ready to imprint. So let's say that you wanted to imprint something from your Quantum Reach. So I click on Quantum Reach and look under this list. I push the little drop-down menu, and there's all of these things that you can, let's say I wanted to click on energy. Click on energy, and I'm going to put the bottle of sugar pills right back on there, and I'm going to click imprint. It's pretty self-explanatory from this point on because it simply stops when it's done. And at that point you have now imprinted into that bottle of sugar pellets or sucralose pills. That sounds better than sugar, doesn't it? Sucralose is not as fattening. Anyway, so that is now done. So now, whatever you're going to imprint into that, you want to protect. So it comes with a little box that you can get that is foil lined. And so you would put that in there. Keep it in a spot that's away from computers or televisions or anything that might emit radio frequencies. And that can stay programmed for a very long time. Keep it in a cool, dry place. So that's one way that you can imprint. Let's say that you wanted to imprint into a necklace, let's say a quartz necklace. And as you know, quartz watches were invented many years ago. And the thing that made quartz watches so good is because the quartz held a frequency. And it could be exact. And so the quartz watches were exact frequency. So a lot of people buy quartz necklaces, and they'll put those on that same screen and then imprint the same way. But however, you want to remember always to erase first, imprint second. So how do you know what the benefits are for imprinting versus broadcasting energy? The Cephy program, as I explained before, it can do two of those things. It can do one or the other. You can either broadcast the frequency, any of those frequencies that are on the scanner phone, and then you can also imprint into an object. Let's say that you have the INX Gold, which is good by itself. It does so many good things for you. But you wanted to go one step further. So you want to imprint something into that. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to hit the erase button on your Cephy program, very top button, and you're going to set that INX Gold right there on the top. Hit the start button. And I'm going to hold that in place. The best way to do it is just put it flat on a table and let it sit there, and when it's done, remove it. Now I have erased the negative energy from it. I'm going to go to let's go to Quantum Reach again, and I want to go to my menu, and I want to put some maybe health, strength, and recovery. That's a good one. So we're going to imprint that health, strength, and recovery. We're going to imprint that into this ionic skull. So I'm going to click on health, strength, and recovery. I'm going to place that back on the screen, hit imprint, and now it's going to imprint that frequency into the whole bottle. And every time you go to use that, whatever you are going to use that day, whether it's a dropper full, a half a teaspoon, or a teaspoon, that's going to be imprinted into that ionic skull. So now you get the benefits of both things. You've got the benefits from the ionic skull plus the frequency. And you can change that frequency at any time. You can erase the frequency you've got in. You can try a different one. You can put immune support in, but whatever you put in, you've got to erase the previous one first, all right? You can also, if you want to, let's say you've got a playlist. I'm going to go to my custom playlist, and I'm going to go to, let's say I just wanted some extra energy, so here's all of the things that I've got put in for energy. Energy, health, strength, and recovery, memory, focus, clarity, stamina, energy boost, depression, self-confidence, and self-esteem. Now, on the screen, it will show you 20-second imprint. That's what I'm going to hit now. It's 20-second imprint, and in the 20 seconds, it will imprint every one of those into the bottle. So now I don't have just one frequency, I've got a combination of several frequencies. So there you have it, friends. That's an extra way to get more for the whole process right here. Just leave that on until it's done, and then you're ready to go. And now every time you go to take the ionic skull, you've got a combination of frequencies. All right, hope that made sense to you, and thanks again. This is Kerry saying bye-bye for now.
Hey everybody, we're going to sneak in and do this because we have a guest here from Denver, Deborah from Amazon Functional Health, and as you know, she's one of our educators in Solex University. But we want to sneak in and do this real quick. Last week we had a contest to give away one of our Legacy Group coins, our silver coins. And I'm going to let Deborah pick the name for the person that won for last week. So Deborah, you want to go ahead and pull one?
Here we go. I'm not going to look.
All right, don't look.
Okay, mix them up good here.
You got one?
Do I have one? I
Yep.
think I got one. Okay.
Who's our winner?
Drum roll, please.
Uh-huh.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Susan Carlton. Congratulations. You get the new coin. We'll get that out to you this week. Okay. So what we'd like to do now is kind of go in and address some of the questions that have come up. But before we get to the questions, we want to talk a little bit about something that's really important with scanning, and that is hydration. Making sure that we have enough fluids in our system and that nothing substitutes for water. So Deborah, do you have any comments on hydration?
Well, I would say over the years in using this type of technology, one thing I have seen is that when somebody is very dehydrated, it's difficult for the testing to work extremely accurately. I've used the illustration before that when you're a walking piece of beef jerky, the body just doesn't function as well. You think back in history, and there are things like the Fountain of Youth was them looking for a source of water that could give life, and that really is pretty accurate, because think of how long you can live if you don't have water. It's not very long.
That's right.
With food you can live longer, but not without water. So it's very, very accurate for anybody that's being scanned to be well hydrated. Water is it's the transport system for nutrients and waste, so it would just be extremely beneficial to make sure that anybody that's being scanned with the Solex mobile scanner be really well hydrated.
It's absolutely true, and we're going to over the next few weeks, we're going to go into the whole subject of hydration into greater depth, because it is so critical for when we're doing our scans that the individual, if that's you or the client you're working with, has the proper hydration in their system. Without that hydration, like Deborah refers to, the signals don't get through as well. Just like running your car without any oil, that lack of lubricant in the engine is going to break down the engine and things aren't going to work so well. Without the right amount of hydration, water in our system, then the mechanisms for us to be able to, or the scanner to be able to pick up those frequencies in all their clarity is diminished. And nothing substitutes for water. Like if you're a coffee drinker, every cup of coffee you drink, you're going to have to drink 2 cups of water to get back to just where you were before you drank that coffee. And with soda, it's even worse. It's as much as 4 to 5 times as much water to get back to where you started before you drank that soda. So nothing substitutes for water, not even a good herbal tea.
The other emphasis too is that and you'll go into this in the weeks to come, is it has to be a very high quality water.
That's right.
It has to be a high quality water so that you're not adding into the system things that have to also be cleaned out. So that'll be something
Right.
else we can go into.
So making sure your water is a clean source, a good purified water, or hydrogen water, or any type of water that has had the fluorides and the chlorine and the other stuff that's in our water out. In fact, I used to, when in another life, years and years ago.
You're so old.
I'm so old. I used to work for a water treatment plant, and I remember the manager of the plant was sitting down with all us newbies that had just started, saying that next time you drink a glass of water out of the tap, just understand that's been through 7 people. And I mean, holy cow. So the water that we drink, and it's probably even worse now 40 years later, that the water needs to be high quality water, like Deborah referred to.
I think back to your question too, the estimate is you need at least half your weight in ounces.
That's right. So if you weigh 100 pounds, wouldn't we all like to weigh 100 pounds? Be 50 ounces of water, and that's your minimum for your basic hydration. Now remember, every time you drink a soda or a coffee or even a tea, you're going to have to supplement that with some more water. So as we go into these next few weeks, we're going to talk more in detail on the importance of hydration as it really affects to your scans. So Deborah, and while we've got you here, we've had a few questions come in too that we'd like to address. I like to do that every once. You talk a little bit about, answer some of the questions that come up. If it's all right with you, I'm going to start with one and then
Okay.
I'll refer over. One of the ones that came up this week was about the inner voice colored glasses and the harmonizing or the balancing frequencies. All right, so as you know, the balancing frequency music, they're only 3 minutes long. And you get 4 of them, so there's 12 minutes. But when you wear your colored glasses, the associated color with that balancing tone, you need really about 15 minutes of those glasses with some good light, whether that's sunlight, which is the best, or some good light for the light to go through and process through that lens. So obviously, you can't necessarily play that piece for 15 minutes, and they don't have to be worn at the same time. Now, if you're able, you've got 12 minutes to sit outside or longer, and you can listen to the appropriate music that goes with that colored glasses, that's great, but it's not essential. So you can listen to your music in the morning when you're getting ready, and then when you're out, just remember throughout the day, 15 minutes for each one of those 4 colors. And if you're really short on time and it's not convenient for you to wear all the glasses, the number one, the highest frequency and the lowest frequency glasses are the most important to wear. So I hope that clears that up. They don't have to be worn at the same time, and 15 minutes is about what you need for the glasses for each color. Okay, Deborah, with the things that have been coming to you through some of the basic training, what kind of questions have come up for you?
I referred to one of them in the Day of Discovery, but a lot of people ask why did they come up for recreational drugs when they've never used a recreational drug. And the answer to that, in short, is that there are many things that people can buy over the counter now that used to be, that were used to make, still are used to make things like meth in the drug market illegally. And so you've probably seen in the news in the years past that people can no longer go in and buy large quantities of things like Sudafed, Benadryl, NyQuil, all types of different things, because they are involved in making recreational drugs. So the frequencies of those things are included in the frequencies of recreational drugs. So if you've ever taken some of those over-the-counter products, the brain has registered some of those frequencies, and it will compare with the category for recreational drugs. So you will come up for that. As well as if you've ever
Been around somebody that's
been around
using
to somebody that's using, that's smoking pot or something of that nature, then you will come up for recreational drugs. The other thing is there are prescriptions that now themselves are over the counter. That have the frequencies that correspond with that drug category. So that's why you would come up for them.
And we've talked about this a few times. So even some of the foods you eat can come up showing that you've got nicotine, like your nightshades and stuff. So we'll go into more depth in that, and you're going to learn more about that in phase 1 of at Solex University too. And by the way, encouraging the rest of you, we've had bunch of you have gone through basic training and have graduated with that course, and we're encouraging the rest of you to get through that as quickly as you can, because the sooner you have that basic understanding of your device, the more effective you're going to be able to make your scanner for you. And phase 1 is coming soon, as soon as we get a few more things. One of the reasons that things are a little bit slow is there's some big changes coming with the scanner over the next few weeks, and they are massive. Something you're going to want to stay tuned to, and we're just going to hang that carrot out there. But believe me, this is something that is going to blow you away. And so some of that's going to have to be modified in some of our training. Okay, so one of the last 2 questions we want to talk about are research papers for the inner voice and the glasses and the music. And when we start to go down that path, it's real easy to cross the line from education to diagnosing. And that's something we have to be really, really careful about. We have a wonderful gift with this device in our hands, and we could lose it if we're not careful in the way we present it. This is an educational tool, not a diagnostic tool. So back to the questions about research. There are volumes of information on frequency, music, sound, our own voice, and how our body and how functionality in our body relates to these things. And we're going to go into more detail on that over the weeks, and also it's dealt with in Solex University.
But if I understand you right, a lot of that research is also about the ability to diagnose certain situations with people.
Right, and that's something we have to be very careful. So as we find the documents that relate more to education, we'll post those either in the back office or in some of the training videos. Please remember, this is education, not diagnostic, but we will get you information that will be beneficial to you. And then I think the last thing we want to talk about tonight, so you guys can get back to what you do, and that is on the bracelets, the ionic bracelets and necklaces and the insoles. What makes them charge in the sun? It's a really good question. Cybin and tourmaline are both very active minerals. And when you put the 2 of those together, they work like a battery. And all they need is the energy from the sun or from a thunderstorm. So the sun, we get all the infrared rays, we get the energy that comes from the sun through the atmosphere. Those excite those minerals, and they make them more active, they produce that negative ion and the far infrared energy better. The other one that does that is the strong ionic frequencies in the air when there's a thunderstorm. Those also excite the cybin and tourmaline to be more active.
So I have a question. If somebody lives in a part of the country that doesn't have a lot of sunshine, can they still just put it out when it's overcast and cloudy and it'll still completely charge?
Absolutely. Those rays come through even when it's raining, it's overcast. Obviously, there's no sun rays coming through at night, and the moon doesn't do that. So, it can be overcast, it can be raining. And rain's actually a great thing. There's an abundance of energy when there's rain and thunder in conjunction with daytime. So that's how they work. And how often should you charge them? Rule of thumb, every 1 to 2 weeks, put it out for a couple hours. It does not work on the dash of your car, does not work on the inside of your windowsill, because they have films and coatings in there that inhibit some of those rays. For me, I have about a 30-minute commute to work. So I take my bracelet or my necklace and I'll put it on my rear window's wiper. I'll open up, slide it on there. And so as I'm driving to work, it's getting those charges.
So does it go back and forth on you
No,
when it's
no.
raining?
Hopefully, I don't turn that on when it does that. But that's one way I do it. The cars don't have the antennas anymore for the radio. I used to plug it over the radio antenna, but we don't have those anymore. But the windshield wiper works really good. So anyway, just keep it out in the sun. Hey, and again, thank you for your support. Thank you for all that you teach us about this wonderful technology, and we appreciate you. So till next week, have a great week.
Good night.
This has been a great week.
It has.
I love this week. You know, Disneyland was fantastic, but being here with you, Loran, it's just so much better than Disneyland. Okay,
You're so
maybe
full of crap.
maybe not.
Anyways, you know, all right. It's true. It's been a good week. And you know what's best is Travis, who's over our finances, isn't here.
He's not here.
So why don't we do something fun today?
Okay, he is shaking in his boots
I'm
if he's
sure
watching this right now.
All
Travis, I'm sorry. I had nothing to do with this.
So here's
All
what
right,
we're
just
going to
kidding.
do. Most of you know that we have the Quantum Wellness Center here. And those of you who've been out here, I think you've seen it and experienced some of it. So for the first 3 people, they get 15 people. 15 new QLAs or
preferred customers.
Yeah,
either one.
In this month of August, will get 1 full week VIP treatment at the Quantum Wellness Center here in Orem, Utah. Everything, IVs, VIP, I mean, to the hilt.
Hyperbaric chambers, theta
chamber,
chambers,
yep.
big scanner.
The whole thing.
The whole deal. I'm a little partial to the hyperbaric. I really like it. I really like that.
That's only because you're claustrophobic.
Yeah.
But anyways, so true.
It is. I have an issue at
He has
the
a hard
end of
time
it.
with even getting a hug from Shelby. So anyway, the other thing is if you get 10 extra.
So 25.
So 25.
Okay.
We pick up your airfare and your hotel while you're here. So fair
That
enough.
is so great. I love it. That is a big deal. It's a big
deal.
And then you get to see us every day. How about, okay, maybe that's not
Maybe that's not. It's just a good thing Travis isn't here. But here's the deal. Package A is worth $5,000. The whole package is worth $7,500. So is it worth working a little harder for?
Yeah. So share. And you guys know this. It's all about sharing.
It is.
You love the scanner. I see it every day. We like all the posts every time they go up, either in the group
they're
or on
awesome.
They
Awesome.
are amazing. So go and keep sharing, and you'll attract everything that you're giving out, all that goodness. In fact, you know what? Let me share one thing. Tammy Ward was here this week.
Yeah.
She just stopped by, and she talked about, helping some people outside of her group. And we talked about how when you do something like that, it comes back in a multiple of ways.
It does.
And it's just a great thing to be. And that's ultimately what we want to be, is just helping each other along each other's journey, their path,
That's
right?
And she's awesome.
And she's amazing. We love you, Tammy. We love all of you. Thanks for being here tonight.
Have a good night.
Bye.